was a crime scene seldom seen in this section of Philadelphia. This afternoon and into the evening, investigators could be seen processing the scene inside this office building in the 300 block of Chestnut Street in Old City. It's where authorities said a 48-year-old Philadelphia man violently beat an unsuspecting 31-year-old New Jersey woman with 2 large metal pipes. Each pipe reportedly about 2 feet long and about an inch wide. Police said the woman, who has so far only been identified as a team leader in the building, was struck at least 5 times in the head while sitting with her back turned in a reception area. She later died at Jefferson Hospital. Sources tell Action News the attack may have been fueled over a rent dispute. Police confirm the suspect was renting 1 to 2 units on the 8th floor of the building, where the victim also worked.
We know that they know each other. We believe there may have been some arguments or problems in the past.
Police said about 20 911 calls reporting the attack were made. Detectives also questioned some 10 witnesses. Investigators noted they did not appear to intervene, but the victim did try and protect herself.
She had defensive wounds on both of her hands, wrists, arm area.
As for the suspect, police said once they arrived on scene, he was seen getting out of the elevator, covered in blood, and was holding a bag carrying the 2 pipes likely used in the assault. He was taken to homicide, where detectives have begun their questioning.
It was definitely a very violent, tragic incident that probably lasted longer than your normal homicide when somebody gets shot.
Good afternoon. Neighbors here in the Blenheim section of Gloucester Township are both shocked and heartbroken that Samantha Magg's life was taken so young. This young real estate professional bought her own home just a block or so away from her parents 3 years ago.
It's just hitting us. I know like a lot of my company is definitely grieving.
Andrew Hong is still in shock about the sudden loss of his former manager, Samantha Magg. The 31-year-old police say was targeted by 49-year-old Jeffrey Stepien of Philadelphia, who's now charged with bludgeoning Magg in a violent attack, striking her several times with a pipe.
I've been almost trying to like picture the scene in my head, but I don't know how someone would really ambush them from behind, but I mean, he was armed.
Hong wasn't in that office yesterday, but says workers in a nearby conference room tried to tackle the suspect, who was apparently disgruntled about rent.
This was an actual like active client, like a customer of ours, someone who was renting office space.
I just thought you should know.
Stepien, who has posted music videos to YouTube in years past, served more than a year in prison for simple assault in Lackawanna County, Pennsylvania, back in 2010.
It's beyond imaginable that somebody could do that in the middle of the day, broad daylight, in the middle of an office building.
Linda Lucia's 5 daughters grew up with Mag. She says Mag bought the home next door to stay close to her parents. Mag worked for Regis, a company that rents out office space and small-scale commercial real estate. Her coworkers say due to pandemic-related restrictions, there were fewer staff working in the office. They are devastated about her death.
And I know I can speak for all my colleagues, like, if we had issues, we could always go to her for anything work-related or personal-related. We could go to her, and she was always comforting. She was, like, literally, like, the definition of, like, a sweetheart.
4 o'clock, a Philadelphia man is charged with murder for the brutal beating of a woman inside an Old City office building. Authorities say 48-year-old Jeffrey Stepien struck his victim several times in the head with 2 large metal pipes. Thursday afternoon, I'm Sarah Bloomquist.
And I'm Brian Taft. The big story on Action News today is the charges filed in connection with that savage attack yesterday. Those charges come as we're learning more now about the 31-year-old victim.
Brian, that suspect was arraigned this morning. Earlier today, we did speak to the victim's parents, who are too distraught to talk on camera. They say they're still in shock, but they want their daughter remembered for the beautiful person that she was. 31-year-old Samantha Magg, seen here in photos provided by her parents. The South Jersey native's family described her as smart and kind. Magg was brutally beaten to death with a pipe inside this Old City office building at 3rd and Chestnut yesterday afternoon. The suspect, identified as 48-year-old Jeffrey Stepien, was taken into custody almost immediately after he walked through the lobby and outside covered in blood.
A lawyer who works in my office came in and said that there was blood blood in the lobby.
Jeremy Meyer is a lawyer who works on another floor in the building.
We got an email from the building saying that there had been an attack and that we shouldn't exit through the lobby anymore and that we should exit through the basement.
Hello, everyone. This is Stepdog, the hip-hop prophet.
YouTube videos from 2017 show Stepien reading Bible passages, playing guitar, and outside on Broad Street wearing a sign calling basketball great Michael Jordan the Antichrist. He had previously been charged with simple assault and recklessly endangering another person. Police say the two knew each other in a shared office space setting on the 8th floor. The suspect allegedly hit the victim at least 5 times with the pipe. Police say at least 20 calls were made to 911 reporting the attack, and 10 witnesses were interviewed. But none of those witnesses intervened. People leaving the building today reacted to the horrific crime.
At the end of the day, that nobody did hear that, her screaming for help, and people just watching and seeing it is really sad, because at the end of the day, if it was me, I would have helped her. I really would have.